as quickly as this random storm appeared, it disappeared, but the internet couldn't get onto the internet. And the problem I've also got is that normally I would just do a Wi-Fi hotspot with my phone, but it is poor signal here. Even when it says 5G, it's just not. So it couldn't work. So apologies that we had to postpone it. But hey, Alex. Hey, Johnny. Hey, DM. Hey, Wolf. I felt like bad that I hadn't said hello to everyone else. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning and afternoon, guys.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it was morning for you. What time is it?
It's 8 a.m.
Okay, so not too early.
No.
But not the nicest of time. Have you had a coffee yet?
And I had a coffee. I went for a walk. Yeah.
Nice. So the main point of this call is really to give you guys an update on sort of where we are up to, and also just to explain a little bit about how the pre-sale is going to work. He's not there yet. Sorry, I got distracted with Wolf's calling Olivier. So we are, as I mentioned in the written form, the contract for the pre-sale is complete. It's going to be a staged pre-sale, as we have explained already. But what that essentially means, in case someone hasn't been involved in a staged pre-sale before, it's going to be sort of, we've got stage one where it'll be X amount of the Coopy tokens that are available. Then stage two, the price will increase, and each stage the value of the tokens increases. Now, with that as well, we have also implemented a referral system. And that referral system is also going to be staged. So let's hypothetically say I recommended Dom to purchase Coopy token. I would then get a percentage in USDC. We're not doing the referrals as tokens. It is actually going to be a stable coin. At the moment, it's USDC. We may change that depending on sort of, how the market is. And there's so many rumors about all these stable coins. So we do have the ability to change it. But at this present moment in time, it will be a reward in USDC. And then let's say Dom was to recommend Zigger after that point. Then now these are just illustrative percentages that I'm going to use now. We are finalizing them. But let's say hypothetically it was I referred Dom and I got 3%. Then if Dom refers Zigger, then Dom will get 3% and I would get 2%. If Zigger then goes and refers Alex, then Zigger would get 3%, Dom would get 2%, and I would get 1%. So it's like a pyramid sliding scale, but the rewards are going to be a stable coin. We have, well, Dom, I can't really take any credit for this, but the royal we, i.e. Dom, has been very hard at work with a DApp, the website as well. And you'll be able to, as soon as we reveal and launch it officially, which will be in the next couple of days, you'll be able to have an account on there. You'll be able to generate a referral link. We're making it so that individuals do not have to buy to be able to get a referral link. This was sort of something that we felt very important, especially because, we don't want to limit individuals who might be very good at shilling, essentially, and getting the name out of there. But sorry, I had to put my phone away because it keeps popping up with what you guys are chatting about in the main. the whole point of it is to encourage people to market for us and that sense of community marketing. But we don't want to limit someone. We could easily say, hey, someone has to buy $10 worth. But let's say it's a day when the gas fees are high. They may not have the money. We don't want to prevent anyone who may actually have a good network or may want to try and earn some money. So once we've officially revealed and told you guys what the different stages are, the percentage, let's say if we do the model of 3-2-1, then that would essentially would mean 6% of any money raised actually goes back to you guys as a thank you for actually marketing us. And I know I keep stressing it, but I do genuinely believe in the fact that most good tokens get to where they are because of the community. And there's so much, money can be spent on these cool groups and all of that. But the reality is word of mouth in any marketing, not just crypto, but any walk of life, word of mouth, telling your friends is the best form of marketing. And then the last thing that really is important for you guys to know is, because this might come across as a little bit scary at first, not to you guys because you know us, but to the wider community who don't know about us yet, we will be having a very large supply. It's currently looking as though it's going to be 100 billion, unlikely to go into the trillions, but at this present moment in time, it's looking as though we'll have 100 billion as our supply, but we'll only have a percentage of that actually circulating at first. This is because, some of the things that we are going to be doing with Coopy, we need to have enough tokens. We need there to be enough money, essentially, because it is going to become a currency in various different guises, whether it be the games, whether it be the Coopyverse, whether it be the other real world businesses where we then bring it back. Even if people pay in fiat, we bring it back to the token. We need a large we need access to a large supply. So we'll lock some of those up for a long time. If we find that we don't need it, then we'll just burn it. There's things that we can do. But at first, it will be a very small percentage that's actually circulating. The rest is going to end up being locked somewhere and for a certain period of time. And then also keeping some stuff back for when we go to exchanges. And also, without giving too much away, if we want to become an exchange ourselves. But that will kind of go hand in hand with some of the more sort of real life business models. So it won't necessarily be an exchange as you know it to date. We, as one quick update, because I know I mentioned previously that we were going to have a Coopy card and a Coopy account where people can have fiat. That is still happening. However, the company that we were going to go with, unfortunately, didn't pass our in-house due diligence that we put them through. And so we are not going to go through with that, which means we are a little bit behind because we're starting afresh with the companies. They are an okay company, but they were failing on quite a lot of due diligence and legislation that needs to be in place to make sure this works properly. And they also got a little bit too big for their boots in terms of they wanted to rapidly sort of increase their market status. But by doing so, they took in a lot of investment and they were having to pander to these investors. And the business model no longer made sense for us to be a part of that. But the Coopy card, Coopy accounts are still going to come, but they're just not going to be as quick as I had originally anticipated / hoped. So really we were going to, the thought was that we would, at the same time as this call, sort of launch the website with the DApp so you guys can start playing around with it. However, we then decided that actually, at this present moment in time, we are a very small, close-knit group. So we were obviously aware that there's not going to be loads of people on the VC. So we wanted to sort of have this, it's recorded, it'll be shared, people can digest, and then early next week, so it's probably going to be Tuesday, but it depends on, there's a couple of contract things, and also Dom and I need to work on a few things with the website. But in the next couple of days, we will be releasing it. And then that's when, the fun will start, because you guys can get your referral codes. You can see what the stages are, how much we've filled of the pre-sale. Now, we're not wanting this to go like that. We want to try and do this slowly to a point, but so that it gets organic growth, rather than it being like a quick, we filled it all, and then it's probably people are going to dump. But we want to, there's another token that did it this way. They took 2.5 months, but during those 2.5 months, they were doing lots of things, lots of updates were coming out, and it really helped with the community that have really stuck behind the tokens. So that's what we're going to be going for as well. Would anyone like to ask any questions? I probably have missed loads out. Hello?
You said the supply could change a little bit. Is that I don't know how to say this. Does that depend on like how much you raise from the pre-sale? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean, but no, it's not going to come down to that. It's just, if, say, as we progress with the structure of all the different entities, because if you recall, I did that sort of diagram of Coopy, the Coopy token, and then how it's going to filter into lots of different avenues and businesses and business models. We're making it a higher supply at first, but not, there'll be sort of probably either 20 to 30% of the overall supply is what will be available for the pre-sale, and then also circulating when we actually launch. And then the additional 80 to 70% that's left over is what we will use as our currency. And if we find that we don't need all of that, then we will burn some. But it's more about making sure we have enough so that we're not having to do a relaunch because, we don't have enough tokens. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I know that pre-sale math can be like pretty important sometimes, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. And also because of us doing it in a staged approach, and also that we're going to have very, very, very low taxes, if at all, then we also need to make sure that the maths for the pre-sale is 100% spot on. Because then, we obviously a proportion of that is going to you guys directly because of you doing the referrals. So you guys earning your money. But then we also need to make sure that it's sustainable and a sustainable ecosystem. If we go with either zero tax or low tax, we're actually most likely going to be putting the tax on the buys, not the sells. Because that way we're not trapping anyone. Anyone that wants to invest is usually happy to pay some form of tax, but they tend to, when they then want to sell, they tend to freak out and they're like, oh gosh, it's such high tax, even if it's a low tax. But whatever taxes we incorporate and build in, we'll put them onto the buys, not the sells. So no one's stuck. Anyone else got anything to ask? It looks like Zigga keeps talking, but like his little bubble keeps moving. Are you trying to talk, Zig?
No, no,
Oh.
I mute myself
Okay.
on my headphones, but I keep it on because when I record, I have to otherwise I have to turn on the my voice recording in the software, but this way it's easier. So
Fair enough. Olivier has just asked me to ask his kids that they need to be quiet. Olivier's kids, can you please be quiet, little ones? You can't hear me. So yeah, does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask? Or, you know, we will be writing this up. It will also become more transparent as soon as we've released the website to you guys, including the DApp. Everything will go through the website. It's going to be fully transparent. You'll be able to see how much money, you know, you're earning. We, at one point, just so you know, at one point we were going to have it so that the money was going to be flowing through to you guys immediately. But the problem that we had there was we had two issues. One was either that we had to pay a lot of tax constantly for the gas fees. But also the other option was where it would ended up of being, like, let's say I've recommended Dom again, then Dom invests, he'd end up paying my gas fees, which, you know, it's a bit ridiculous. If someone can only afford to pay, like, say, I don't know, invest $10, then they're paying a lot more on gas and there's just no point. So you'll be able to see how much you're sort of accumulating through the DApp, so you'll know what you're getting, and then we'll do a mass airdrop just because it's more streamlined. Lonely. Yeah, does anyone have any questions? If not, and you want to wait until, you know, it's all written down for you over the next couple of days, then that's great. If you do have questions, jump in. If not, we thought it might be just a little bit of fun to do a quiz. You know, the Coopy quiz. But yeah, it's up to you guys. Yeah, there's quite a lot of different celebrity endorsements with Coopy because of the different layers to it. You know, like on the media side, there will be investments into films. There will also be, there's an NFT social side where there's, if we do it right, there's going to be a lot of celebrities behind Coopy. And that's the plan, and especially on the charity side, because we, you know, it's important for us to have some sort of model where we are helping specifically animal charities, but not just those. And we have been talking to some quite high-profile celebs to back us, especially on that bit. And one of the things that we also want to do is, obviously, you know, one of the models is the food and apparel. And I don't know if you guys have come across a company called Tom's Shoes. But when someone buys one pair of their shoes, then they donate a pair to a struggling individual or, you know, a poorer individual that can't necessarily afford the shoes. So yeah, we'll be doing that sort of thing as well. Yes, Coopy is the biggest star. Right now, he's off eating carrots. it's this thing my brother bought all the dogs for Christmas, and it's like it's a toy, but it has lots of different holes in it, and you put food in and carrots on top, and then teddy carrots, not actual carrots, and then they have to dig for the treats. So he's somewhere eating those. Olivier, what are you doing? Olivier, what are you doing? We can hear you rustling around. Okay, so yeah, if there's anything else, or we can just do a quiz, and we'll be announcing and releasing stuff, like I said, over the next couple of days. There's some artwork that Rupert is doing that we're waiting on as well. He is of the view that he'll have that completed tomorrow, so fingers crossed, because that's also something where if he does have it tomorrow, then we'll be able to expedite launching this. But yeah, just need to wait for him a little bit as well, because bless him, I keep giving him lots of different things to do. Yeah, the pre-sale and with the website and the DApp that you guys can go into and start familiarizing yourself. I'm actually very proud. Dom, are you there?
Yes.
You have done a great job with this. I'm very excited for everyone to be able to see it. I'm still scared to do the back end. As you've probably noticed, I've been writing it all up in my sort of, old-fashioned pen and paper, but I still get scared about actually putting it into the back end and for you to suddenly wake up and be like, Jenna's screwed over everything. Yeah. I'm really nervous.
I can just send it over. I'll put it in. It's not a problem.
Thank you. Because all at the moment it says is King Coopy is the best.
And that's the most important part, I see.
Yeah. Of course. He would agree. But yeah, it's really cool. There's different layers to the website. I know it's probably annoying for you guys you can't see it, but there's different layers to it, and we're going to be constantly enhancing various different features. There's quite a lot that Dom and I have spoken about that will be impossible to be there on day one, but you'll then slowly see more and more sort of coming to life. And I think it's a cool website because it's not just your typical static, you just read a few things. There's a lot of interactions that you can do, and that's going to also be important as we progress with some of like the different competitions, etc. Sorry, Olivia distracted me with his onions. But yeah, everyone, when you see it, Dom's done a great job.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay. Well, like I said, unless anyone has anything, then Zeg, do you want to do a quiz?
Absolutely. I will stop recording now, if that's fine. So
yeah, unless anyone has anything else, but I don't think so. I think everyone's pretty quiet now.
I was, for a moment, deeply scared. You saying, "Oh, Dom, will you start a quiz now?" Because I haven't prepared anything. So I was, "Ooh, okay." Great.
Don't worry. Zigger has been on top of it, so don't you worry.
Perfect.
I'm not that mean. I know I often do suddenly go, Dom, do this, do that. Please help me. But that would just be cruel. That would be completely throwing you under the bus.
Okay, good.
all right, so I will stop recording now.